Yeah, it's gonna come a time, we're gonna appreciate that trumpet right there. Say
Mm-hmm.
Hebrews, Hebrews, Hebrews. This is our Prophets of Awakening. Uh, this is a Prophet of Awakening presentation. This is our Sabbath class for the 5th of June, 2021. What I'm gonna be talking about today is, Esau and Edom and prophecy. But the thing about it is, uh, we're gonna go in on a lot of stuff. Esau is the light that we shine on, but we're gonna do it from a Hebrew perspective, and we're gonna dot all the I's and cross all the T's. We're gonna all in. We ain't gonna miss one jot or tittle. So this is gonna be two parts: this morning and this evening. Um, so with that being said, I'm gonna ask everybody to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Uh, Welcome and shalom to everyone on this Saturday. We're going to do our little moment of silence, Sabbath day prayer, Psalms, and then we'll do current events. So with that being said, that moment of silence is for the Creator and his Savior, the Lord of Hosts, and all that they're doing. As we talked about last night, how he deals with signs. And the signs is for his people and for everybody that's looking, everybody that's watching. So, you're gonna see the signs. They're not invisible. You're gonna see them. And that's where we at. So and it's already just started. So with that being said, I'll do a Sabbath prayer. It says, Almighty Lord, El of our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and their upright descendants, you have made the heavens and the earth with all their systems, before who all things shudder and tremble for your power. Lord, your majesty and your glory is unbearable, and the anger of your of your threatenings against sinners is undurable. Immeasurable and unsearchable is the mercy you promise. For you are the Lord of hosts, tender-hearted, long-suffering, most merciful. For our sins are more numerous than the sands of the sea. Our transgressions are multiplied. Lord, they are multiplied. We are weighed down with many sins, so that we are unworthy to look up and see the heights of heaven. We beseech, we earnestly beseech you, Lord, and you will manifest your goodness toward us. For unworthy as we are, you will save us, and we will praise you continuously as long as we live. For all that the host of heaven all the host of heaven sing your praises, and yours is the glory forever. Peace be unto you, Lord. Okay, with that being said, we're gonna do a little songs. So yeah, it's let me read it right quick. Science is acting up.
Are you drinking water, Leonard?
Yeah, so water seems like it intensified. This is a
Mm.
prayer for protection. It's a song of David, Psalm 5. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my meditations. Hearken unto the voice of my cry, my King and my God. For unto thee will I pray. My voice shalt thou hear in the morning, O Lord. And in the morning will I direct my prayer unto thee. And I will look, for thou art not a God that have pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and the deceitful man. But as for me, I will come into thy house in the multitude of thy mercy, and in thy fear will I worship toward thy holy temple. Lead me, O Lord, in thy righteousness because of mine enemies. Make thy way straight before my face, for there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward parts is very wickedness. Okay? Their throat is open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Destroy thou them, O O God, let them all fall by their own counsel. Cast them into the multitude of their transgressions, for they have rebelled against thee. But let all these that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy. It says, for the Lord will bless the righteous with favor and with thou compass him as with a sheep. So that was David. That was Psalm chapter 5, a prayer of protection, and it was a Psalm of David. So, with that being said, we're gonna go into current events. Anybody got any current events? Okay, I got a couple before we get into the class. Here we go. I told y'all what a Edomite looked like. See if you remember. Okay. That's what an Edomite look like right here. See that? So you ain't got to be trying to figure out what he gonna do. You already know what he gonna do. Once you identify him, you already know what he gonna do. So this particular Edomite right here is ex-CIA chief Panetta. Says that Russian hackers behind the cyber attack are terrorists, right? So it says former CIA chief Leon Panetta said that Russian hackers, I don't know if y'all familiar with what just recently happened. You know, earlier they hacked that oil place, and the oil prices went up. So, so like I was telling you, these people are operating. They got our scriptures. They the one came in and got our scriptures. That's gonna be uncovered in what we get ready to do this morning and this evening. So it says that former CIA chief Leon Panetta said that Russian hackers are behind recent crippling cyber attacks are terrorists. As the Biden administration ramps up efforts to curtail the intrusions, I say, from my point of view, they are terrorists. When they come at us with ransomware, even though they are a criminal operation, they are operating out of Russia, and they are going after some very important infrastructures in this country. See that? So he with them. That's what you got to understand. He with them. So I told you because they got our scriptures, they know how the Lord holds word. So he told the Israelites, yeah, you see them giants and all that in the land, and they making y'all look like grasshoppers, but little by little, I'm gonna get rid of them. A little bit at a time, I'm gonna get rid of them. So this is what they do. Same thing. You see what he say? They are operating out of Russia, and they are going after some very important infrastructure in this country. So they just hacked the oil thing, caused all kind of drama with that, and then just recently they hacked something else. So little by little, they pecking at the demise of America. They the Illuminati bankers. They already know where they want to go. Like I said before, it's called the hydrogen dialectic. They create a problem. The whole time they got the answer to the problem. They're gonna keep on picking at the problem, make it worse and worse. So they want the Judah that they brought over here back in America, back into Africa, because wherever they at, that area get blessed. So they bring it all this drama, all this stuff you see starting to happen. They setting you up for the reparations. They're gonna bring the reparations out, then send us back over there. Ain't the whole problem, to make us want to leave. You got so many Negroes that got a little money and got a little house and all that. They think this is it. It's it, but they don't know that. Like I said before, you gotta. I mean, I don't know if anybody know about that, but when you dealing with mechanic work, it's a funny little wrench that you have to have. That's a funny little wrench you have to take off the oil filter. Round wrench that you put it around that oil filter, bend it down, and it locks around that oil filter. You can't take it off no other way. You got to have that wrench. So that's what the Israelite is. Most High said, they cried. in Israel, Egypt, to be delivered. So guess what? The Most High sent an angel and delivered them. So that's how he inherited them. When he sent them to go get them, he went and got them and brought them back. That's how he inherited them. So you're an Israelite. So just like that rich, you got other people on the planet got things that they can do this and do that. Well, we limit to the things we do. We only created and formed and created for a certain purpose. We ain't like everybody else. And then as soon as you go, you get off track, you wonder why you get turned around because you ain't operating the way you're supposed to be operating. You just created for a certain purpose. Especially when you start talking about prophecies, the prophecies coming upon these people that he inherited. So you're gonna have to start. If you're going down, Martin Luther King Street, and you're an Israelite, but the Most High wants you on East First. you gonna bring you on East First. You can't do what you want to do. The Chinese now, they can do what they want to do, but you can't.
Wow.
Ain't no need you get bent out of shape when you get turned. Especially now, you're gonna get turned. It's like you're gonna get turned. You ain't behind trying to get you a $200,000 house. No, it's hammer time. So we're gonna look at that part about the land in a minute. But I'm just setting that up. So he says, the remarks come after devastating cyber attacks from a criminal group of hackers based in Russia. Well, they ain't only in Russia, they in America too. The remarks come after, okay, let me keep going. It says, like I say, we ain't looking at these people. Look at these two right here. These Edomites. All working together. The Colonial Pipeline, which supplies around 45% of the East Coast fuel, temporarily shut down its operation last month after a ransomware attack carried out by a Russian-based criminal group targeted some of its data. JBS US, the nation's largest beef supplier, was hit by a similar ransomware this week that is believed to have also originated in Russia. So let's look at that. So, like I say, if you're a third grade teacher, then your concerns is with third grade children, right?
That's right.
But look at this right here. Colonial Pipeline, which supplies around 40%, that's almost half of the East Coast oil. That's a banker. That's banker stuff. See that?
Right.
That's a banker mindset. It's like I said, thinking like a Hebrew, just thinking like a banker. So he says, temporarily shut down his operation last month after ransomware attack. Ransomware, computers, bankers, see, carried out a Russian-based criminal group targeted by its data. Then go down, the nation's largest beef supplier, banker.
Right.
See that?
Yes.
Was hit by a similar ransomware. That's tied to the bank. Technology attaches this week that is believed to have also originated in Russia. So what they're telling me is some big head, big nose Russians, bankers in Russia.
Okay.
What they tell me. So okay. So I didn't figure that out. We didn't figure that out. Well, look who's talking. There's a big nose. Come on, CIA agent, ex-Pineda. They all working together, but the world got you thinking that they don't exist no more. And like I say, notice all they doing, he talking, right? He just talking. That's what the words is in the New Testament. And read. They just talking. Right here. They just talking. The only reason why it's working because we dealing with it. See? So let's look at it. Okay, he says ransomware attacks overall have increased during the coronavirus pandemic. They created that as hackers target vulnerable and critical organizations that believe are more likely to pay up to regain access to their network and data. See that? Money involved. Bank. See, in response to the transatlantic slave trade, the ships, right? What they made off of that? Bankers.
Bank.
In response to the intrusions, the Justice Department this week said it will give investigations into the ransomware attacks the same priority as those into the terrorist attacks. It is a specialized process to ensure we track all ransomware cases, regardless of where it may be referred to in this country, so you can make the connection between. We already made the connection. Make the connection between the actors and work your way up to the disrupt the whole chain. John Corner, the acting deputy attorney general at the Justice Department, said this week. So we'll see that what's going on with that. I saw that and I said I was going to break that down. Anybody got comments on it?
Leonard, that was they're trying to say that the Russians are behind the hacking of the meat plant, also JBS. So
right,
yeah, I was watching a video on that last night, and
right.
they were saying that they think that the Russians are behind hacking the meat plant, also.
Right. Okay, so let's look at that though. Let's look at that in real time. Everybody know about Muhammad Ali, right?
Yes.
And they know about back in the day when he had to fight George Foreman. George Foreman was about 23, 24 years old, big old beast. So Ali had to figure out how I'm gonna beat this fool. You know, he throwing these punches. So when he came up with he started playing dead and laying on the ropes. He started laying on the ropes, bouncing off the ropes, and just letting it punch himself down. Right? And then all of a sudden, he came off the ropes one time and stole him upside the head and hurt him.
Yeah.
Then when he hurt him, that's when he went to work. That's what these people doing, the same thing. Now, the miracle is hurt. Now they going to work to drop it. That's what this is.
Right.
Ain't no other way to look at it. You can fumble with it if you want. And so why they gonna drop it? Because they're gonna take Israelites out of here and send them back over there to the West Coast out where they got them from. Because they threw this place. They didn't learn from this place. They see a bigger cash cow that's in Africa.
Right. And Leonard, you know how you say the big nose Edomite.
Right.
Well, they're doing the same thing that Esau did when he caused the remnant when he came in and took their place.
Right. Yeah, yeah. But the thing about it is, who knows that? He been operating behind the scenes, hiding other people. You know, and that's how he got it way up to this point. Because, like I said before, if you see mosquitoes, you keep going out on your front porch and mosquitoes there, then eventually you're gonna get tired of mosquitoes and go get some repellent or something and get rid of them.
That's right.
So he didn't hid himself behind the scenes because and got people don't think he exists because he knew it was a wicked ass person like him, and that he was behind all the wars and everything that happened behind the Great Depression and all the different collapses all around the place. They've been and came together to do something to get rid of it.
Right.
But he constantly hiding himself behind the scenes. Like I said, one of the major things he did was he manipulated the scriptures. Like I said, Japhet ain't Noah's son. But as long as you sitting there thinking Noah had 3 sons, you don't know it's an invasive species on the earth that's causing all the havoc. But you don't even know that. You instead of going on thinking it's some other reason why this going on. You know.
Now is Esau? Do you think that Esau will ever reveal himself for who he really is, or that's why the Lord of Hosts has to come, because he's gonna just keep mutating into something else? So the Lord of Hosts has to come to make him show himself for who he really is.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
So it's a prophecy. There's a prophecy. That's what I'm saying about science. And when you get around to a certain point and the foundation been laid under your feet, then you realize that he said, let me read it. There's a prophecy that you're supposed to be waiting on as the Israelite. and anybody else that got any kind of understanding. So it's in, I'm in Malachi.
Mhm.
So I'm in Malachi, chapter 1, verse 5. We've been there a lot of times. So it says, and your eyes, I told you, didn't Israel have eyes over there when the 10 plagues came?
Mhm.
They saw everything. That's why it's so crazy how when they got to the land of Israel, all of a sudden they want a king when you just seen the Lord host with the 10 plagues. Now all of a sudden you want a king, and he can't do what the Lord of hosts done.
Right.
So right here, we back dealing with the eyes again. Chapter 1, verse 5. And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, the Lord will be magnified from the borders of Israel. So this is a prophecy. All the shape shifting and flipping Esau done is a prophecy on him that he gonna get judged in the last days.
Mm-hmm.
The whole world gonna see it. So that prophecy gonna happen. He's telling you right here from the borders of Israel. So who in Israel posing as Israelite?
Esau, the Jews.
So the whole world think they're Israelites. So
Right.
it's a prophecy. He gonna judge them. He gonna judge them in Israel. And the whole world gonna see that as the Israelites.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's when everything started. That's when everything come to the light. Scriptures start coming alive for all these Christians and Hebrew Christians. They're gonna see now that the system and what the system that they set in place ain't the right proper system. You
Mm-hmm.
begin to see, yeah. So because what will happen is once they get judged, then the whole world will say, well, these ain't the Israelites. Well, where they at?
Yeah.
These people ain't. Because he said they didn't got everybody set up saying that in 1948 that prophecy was fulfilled. Israel returned.
Right.
That we read last night in Isaiah 60. He's gonna bring back their flocks and their herds and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So they got the world thinking all that happened in 1948. It ain't just America sending money over there. The Germans, everybody sending money to Israel. They got money coming from everywhere.
Right.
So when the Most High judge them, then they go, it's a big old void. Not everybody want to know. Everybody want to be a daily Bible reader now because they want to know who the Israelites are.
Right.
That's when everything go down right there. That's why he says that. Let me get one more verse. Then I'll go to. So then you go to chapter 60. I was in Isaiah 60. It
Isaiah
says,
60.
yeah,
Okay.
it says,
Oh yeah, we read that last night.
right. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. When he get rid of that parasite, then that's when there ain't no nothing else in the way. Ain't no more lies, all that's been wiped out. So
Mm-hmm.
then the world gonna have to come. Another scripture, 52. Like I said before, this verse goes over everybody's head. Isaiah 52.
Okay.
And in 13, behold, my servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high. That's after he get rid of Esau.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden, not a whole world looking for the true people of God. And at
Mm-hmm.
that point, they're going to be exalted and extolled and be very high. Then as many were astonished at his vestige, because we ain't won't have nothing.
Uh-huh.
His vestige was so marred more than any man, and his form more than the sons of men. So shall he sprinkle. Now they come up to their position, what they're supposed to do. That's teaching the world the Hebrew way of life.
Uh-huh.
And sprinkling. And like I say, you have to bring a ram or a he-goat or a turtle dove to the temple for the Levite to make a sacrifice for you to their God.
Yes.
So now they have to be put back in their place. But guess what? You got to get their garments for them.
Yeah.
Take off them filthy rags and put on the proper garments that the Most High told them to wear.
Mm-hmm. Their vestige.
Right. So it says, so shall they sprinkle many nations. The kings shall shut their mouths at him, for that which had not been told them. They shall see. They go to eyes again. They shall see. And that which they had not heard, Now they're gonna have to consider it.
Yes, that's profound. That's profound. That verse right there.
Right. So we go over people's head because, like I say, what they want to do is, uh, for instance, when you driving down the road and you got all the signs tell you the road finna make a sharp turn, right?
Right.
Hey, you can't try to keep on driving straight and the sign tell you the road finna make a sharp turn. So maybe just
Right.
told you, Isaiah just told you I'm finna that which you had not heard.
Yes.
So you can't keep on. You can't just say, "Well, I'm gonna keep going to the next verse," because that ain't adding up right.
Right.
No, the sign telling you the road for to make a sharp turn.
Yes.
You gotta deal with it. You can't act like it ain't there. It's just
Yeah.
like the angel told you, I came up from Beckham, and I made a covenant with Israel. I delivered Israel out of Egypt.
Hmm.
You can't keep on telling. You can't make it look like it's somebody else done it when he telling you I'm an angel, and
Yeah.
I'm the one they made a covenant with. It ain't Yahweh.
Mm.
They made a covenant with me. But
Hmm.
you want to act like that ain't there. Keep going.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
So you at the end of the cliff, and if you keep going, you're gonna fall off.
Right.
Right.
Gotta look at it differently, take a different perspective, and follow the signs that the Lord of hosts is showing.
Right. Stop right there and turn back around and see what's going on. Because you ain't, if you ignore that, then you off. Okay, you got one more current event.
So,
Go ahead. You got something?
just quick question. So, right now they're in the season of hacking, huh?
Right,
That's
right,
so that's what they're doing. What was it last year? Last year was the pandemic, and so now it's the hacking,
right. They
and
they they, they
all
Hmm.
right. They
and
niggling.
all
They
this is
niggling.
to control the people, the
Right,
masses,
Hmm.
I should say.
right.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
uh like I was saying, it's a control demo job. They know just what to do to drop the economy, to collapse the nation. They don't want to do it all at once. They're gonna do a little bit at a time to collapse it because they got other things going on that coincide with when they collapse it.
Hmm.
Like I said, you can see right here they setting us up for reparations. Why would you all these years you covered over the Tulsa massacre? Now all of a sudden
Right.
all these stories coming out about the Tulsa massacre. You bringing all of it to the light,
Right. Including a movie.
right? Because you justifying the fact of what you get ready to do. You
Mm.
let everybody, you let the people see that we did this to them. And then so everybody, so what's gonna come up is they need to be reprimanded,
Hmm.
reprobated. Yeah, they
Hmm.
need to be reprobated. So now that's what they setting it up for. That's why they keep on showing all this stuff. And then
Right.
then you come to find out, you know, because that's what you're gonna do. An intelligent person gonna say, well, let me go Google it and see what's the deal happened. Well, when you go Google it, then they're gonna tell you it's 100 more happened.
Yes.
They just this one happened, there's 100 more. Now, then once you find that out, uh, then you're gonna say, well, we gotta do something about this.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this America ain't no righteous country. It's gotta fix this in order for us to move forward.
Hmm.
That's when they come with the reparations. So let me hit this right here, and then let me do answer this question. Uh,
Okay.
it says so. Just to backdoor what I just read, all the hackers was going on coming out of Russia, right?
Hmm.
So now here go Putin right here. Putin question, see how they working together? So
Hmm.
Putin questioned U.S. Prosecution of Capitol riots, saying mob carried on a political request. So what do Putin got to do with the government in America? See that? Less than 2 weeks from the first face-to-face with President Biden. You're going to see Biden in 2 weeks in Geneva. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday criticized the U.S. Persecution of rioters who took part in the January attacks on the Capitol, calling an example of American double standards. See that? So ain't no difference in him and the ex CIA person. It matter. They all working together. The comments are likely to add a permission against that again pet. I don't know if they misspelled it or what. In both Moscow and Washington, that June 16th summit will lead to a breakthrough between the two countries. Relationships are deeply strained over the issues such as cyber attacks by the Western intelligence says originated in Russia. So we see how if you don't have no foundation on how these people operate, all this stuff going on in your head. But they actually working together simultaneously for common goal.
Yes.
That's the collapse of America. They want America to go away. Right.
I think that's a huge realization, Leonard, that we keep reminding ourselves that these are not isolated events.
Right.
They are connected. They're in cahoots.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And
So
that's
they go ahead.
what I wanted to say was you guys were talking earlier um how they keep doing things like Ms. Zaire was saying last year, we're coming off of the pandemic. So they have put as much fear as they could into people from the pandemic. Now they gotta, like you said, they gotta turn another corner, bring something else. But see, that's why the Lord of hosts moves the way that he moves. Because when you look at Jericho and you look at him bringing them out of Egypt, he brought them out of Egypt and he had them to conquer Jericho with a method that no one could even fathom. Okay, who would fathom that you march around a city quietly and then on the seventh day shout and the wall fall? Come on, they
Right.
not ready for the Lord of hosts.
Right. Exactly.
They
Right.
not ready. They think they have superior plans, but they
Right.
have not seen anything like you said in Isaiah 60. Come
Right.
on, you haven't seen or heard the type of things that the Lord of hosts is going to do. But you're gonna have to consider it.
Right. Exactly. Or fall by the wayside. Yeah, this brother right here asked the question, how did Esau become white? Well, that's where I'm headed with the class. We're gonna see how he became white. So let's keep going. Okay. Yeah. So that was with that all that being said, we're gonna go into the class, and it's title of the class is Esau, Edom, and prophecy. So we're gonna start out with identifying Esau. Okay, and here we go. Let me see what I got here. Okay, here we go. So it says, hold up, let me get over here. Okay. Okay, can y'all see that? Can you see that? Hello? Okay. It says, as a young boy, Esau preferred being outdoors and enjoyed wandering through the field. He was a skilled bow hunter. He mastered the art of war. See that? He mastered the art of war, and his actions were fierce. See that? So let's look at that right quick. Because like I said, we be fumbling with this stuff. Okay, so it says action was fierce. And I mean, we've been talking about this for over 2 years since we created the line. I mean, Daniel, they got you, like I said, they got us waiting on Antichrist to come. So it says Daniel chapter 7 right quick. Says Let me get it.
Mhm.
So Daniel chapter 8. Daniel chapter 8 says, then he had a dream of a ram and a he-goat, right? And then it says in verse 19, and he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of indignation, for the time appointed the end shall be. Found out that the end was the end of Israel as a nation, which is where we are now. Israel had been a nation for over almost 3,000 years.
Mhm.
It says, and so that already happened. So 19 says, at the time appointed the end shall be. The ram which I saw as having the two horns of the kings of Medes and Persia, we already know that can happen.
Mhm.
Now, that being broken, whereas four stood up for it, four kingdoms, remember that word, kingdom, shall
Mhm.
stand out of the nation, but not by its own power. So the third beast came on the scene. It was Alexander died, and that third kingdom was divided into four different kingdoms. It's still the third beast, but it's been divided in four different parts.
Mhm.
Then it says, and it's still in the third kingdom. And in the latter times of their kingdom, when the transgressions are come to a full, the king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences. So let's go back over here.
Mhm.
So
Fierce.
we identified in Esau. The child, as a young boy, Esau preferred being outdoors and enjoying wandering through the fields. He was a skilled hunter. See this? Skilled hunter, and he mastered the art of war, right? And,
Mhm.
and his actions was fierce. Fierce,
Wow.
fierce means that he don't give a damn about the little kids, the children, or whatever. He got his eyes on a certain prize. He going to get it,
Mhm.
and he got the skill to do it because he's a master of war, the art of war. So Jacob, that's his. Remember, it was told to Jacob by Abraham that it's two manner of people in your womb. This one manner right here, they fierce.
Okay.
Esau, they fierce, right?
Mhm.
They got fierce placed on the Romans, but it's on Esau. So he says, Jacob established himself as a scholar. See this? Jacob established himself as a scholar who preferred to stay close to home while reading books. Ain't
Huh.
that what we looking for? Books?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
they looking for books from us. Says, and learning to write. Say, and the boys grew up to their 15th year, and they came among the society of men. Esau described as a designing and deceitful man and an expert hunter in the field, and Jacob was a man perfect and wise, dwelling in tents. So let's go back to Esau characteristics. Esau described as a designing and deceitful man. And
Mhm.
we begin to see the old place.
Yes.
Okay, so there it is. And an
Right.
expert hunter in the
Mhm.
field. And Jacob was a man perfect and wise, dwelling in tents,
Huh.
feeding feeding flocks. We just had that conversation about the flocks last night.
Right.
Flocks and learning the instructions of Yahweh and
Yes.
and the commands of his father and mother. Right today, the descendants of Esau displays a similar characteristic of individualism like their ancestors. Esau was one who disdained tradition and authority. He gloried in his ability to become a self-made man while expecting others to do the same. Esau believed in building his future by his own toil and
Mm.
effort, while subjugating others through calculating schemes and deceiving promises. See
That's
that?
him. That's him.
Okay. So the rabbinic writers affirm these characteristics in Esau. Esau was a hypocrite. See that? They compared the hypocrisy of Esau Edom to the pig or boar, being acceptable in appearance as it is, as it has a hoof or cloven and split, but impure because it does not chew the cud. It is
Mm.
this what I was telling you. This what he's explaining in a backdoor way is evasive species.
Yes.
That's what he explained. That
Mm.
the teachings of the Torah attributed to Esau, Edom wrong. Now we see Edom is tied to Rome, the fourth beast, right?
Mhm.
So the nation of people that the Most High talk about that's got fierce counters is Esau, right?
Right.
So here you go now here. This is where the dilemma coming in at. Edom is tied to Rome. See that?
Yes.
And in the fact, the rabbinic writers confirm that it is Esau who would hunt Jacob down and deceive him with dishonest words. What are dishonest words at? They in the New Testament written in red.
Come on.
Come on. So, because Abraham was very much aware of Esau's personality, here we go. This is what we don't know. I told you we got deceived in the story with Rebecca. Said that she went to inquire of the Lord, and it got you thinking that you can go in the closet somewhere and talk to the Lord. But it says, because Abraham was very much aware of Esau's personality, he insisted on Rebecca. He insisted on Rebecca, ensuring that her firstborn son Esau not receive the blessings of Yahweh that Yahweh promised. And Abraham saw the deeds that Esau and knew in Jacob should his name and seed be called. See that? So he says, let me see where I'm at. Okay. See, name be called. He called Rebecca and gave commandments regarding Jacob. So like I was telling you before, when the Pharaoh had a dream in Egypt, none of them clowns he had over there, those soothsayers and palm readers, and none of them couldn't tell him what they had to do. So what he had to do, he had to go inquire of the Israelite. And in particular, Most High had already set it up. Same way these people doing. He had already brought Jacob there. He had his brothers throw him in the well.
Yeah.
And he brought him to Egypt. So when the Pharaoh had a dream, then Joseph was right there to decipher the dream.
Right.
So what we read right here, the same thing. Rebecca needed to know what was going on with her. She went to the Israelite man, which is Abraham. And Abraham told her all what he's going to do. Let's look at it. It says, and he called Abraham, and he called Rebecca and gave commandments regarding Jacob. See that? So how can he give her commandments regarding Jacob? He didn't have a dream, the promised land.
Yeah.
For he knew she too loved Jacob much more than Esau. And he said unto her, my daughter, watch over my son. See that? See, this is what we ain't doing. This is thinking like a Hebrew. He said to her, my daughter, watch over my son. See, he didn't X Isaac out. For he shall be in my stead on the earth. See that? Not Isaac. He said that Jacob, for he shall be in my stead on the earth after he passed away. And for a blessing amid the children of men. Okay, so let's look at that. Who the children of men?
The children of men are the
all the nations.
Okay.
So look what he said. He shall be in my stead on the earth, on that's the whole earth, and for a blessing amid the children of men. So sound like Melchizedek to me. So look, and for a glory of the whole seed of Shem. So what you talking about? Well, I just showed you these clowns that stuck Japhet in here. See? Now you see why they stuck. They didn't smooth everything over and got you thinking this invasive species is part of Shem. Look what he's telling you. For he shall be in my stead, Abraham talking, on the earth, the whole earth, for a blessing of me, the children of men, all these nations on the earth. Jacob's seed is. This is why we hate it. And for a glory for the whole seed of Shem. See that? Come on. For I know that Yahudah would choose him to be a people for a possession unto himself. See that?
Exactly.
And, okay, let's keep going. Unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. See that?
Yes.
So he said the face of the earth. He didn't say Chicago. He said the whole face of the earth. Then he says Abraham loved Jacob very much. In fact, he expressed to Rebekah that his love for Jacob was ever greater than his love for his own sons. See that? And the reason why it wasn't like that at first, but after the Most High, through that melanin and that powder gland, showed him what he gonna do with Jacob. Then he redirected his love.
Yeah. Yeah.
See that?
Yes.
That's what we gotta do. After something shown to you, you can love the hell out of JC. But after the Most High sends somebody and break it down and show you who the Most High really dealing with, then you got to redirect that.
Hallelujah.
You got to do something else.
Hallelujah.
So he encouraged Rebekah to give favor to Jacob. See that? He encouraged Rebekah to give favor to Jacob as he was the son that will receive the blessing for generations to come. He shall be blessed forever, and his seed shall fill the whole earth. Abraham was insistent in his support for Jacob because he already knew Isaac loved Esau the more. How? Through the melanin, through the pineal gland. It's working.
Yes.
See that?
Yes. Yes.
So when they took away our scriptures and hoodwinked the scriptures, they nullified the pineal gland. Come on. Therefore, Abraham gave Rebekah this very important charge to ensure that Esau would not receive the blessing as his heir. Although those who interpret the story outside of Hebrew context assert that Jacob received the blessing instead of Esau because he deceived his father. See that? Now here we go to thinking like a Hebrew. See that? So it says, if you a Hebrew Christian or you're a Christian, this is what you're gonna say. Therefore, Abraham gave Rebekah this very important charge to ensure that Esau would not receive the blessing as his heir. Although those who interpret the story outside the Hebrew context.
Come on. Not thinking like a Hebrew.
They ain't thinking like no Hebrew. And we found out that's all over the place. See that? Assert that Jacob received the blessing instead of Esau because he deceived his father. And that's so far from the truth.
Yeah.
So anyway, so it said, but Bible evidence is clear. See that? Bible evidence, Hebrew evidence is clear that Yahweh chose Jacob to be his heir before the beginning, and he chose Jacob for a purpose of receiving the promises. For thou art a holy people under Yahweh, thy Elohim. Yahweh, thy Elohim, has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So what we're going to do is, right here, we're going to do a little shift. It says, this be, for thou art a holy people under Yahuwah, thy Elohim.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
What's the first two letters on there?
E-L. L.
L. So you got to go, you got to do something with that. You got to do something with that. So we said thy Elohim. We've been following with that word, Elohim, right? Okay. So, like I say, we talking about Esau and prophecy, but we're going to multitask. So I'm over here and let me get it. Genesis 17.
Okay.
Genesis 17. Genesis 17, verse 1.
All right.
Okay, it says 17:1 says this at time for the circumcision. Well, Abraham to make a covenant. We already read who made the covenant. We read that in Judges chapter 2. We said I'm the one who made the covenant with the Israelites, the angel. So it says, why is he saying that? Genesis 17, verse 1. And when Abraham was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared unto him, and he said unto him, I am the Almighty God, right? Walk before me, be thou perfect. So, what is that Almighty God? What that mean? E-L. You hear me?
Yes.
E-L /SADDAI. You write that down.
SADDAI. El Shaddai.
You heard that before. If you've been in Christian church, you've heard that word before.
Right.
Come on. So, El Shaddai. See the L?
Yes.
That's an angel.
Come on, Leonard.
El Shaddai. Come on.
Yes.
So, like I say, so you can't fumble with that. Let's do one more thing. I'm gonna jump around a little bit, but let's go one more place with this L thing, so I can let me see where I'm at. So that's Genesis chapter That's Genesis chapter 17. Go to Genesis 35.
Okay.
35. Let me see where I'm at. Yeah. Genesis 35.
Mm-hmm.
35. Okay, tie your shoes up. 35 says, okay. This is another thing you gotta understand too. Look at 35 and 1. You had Genesis 35.
Yes.
And God said unto Jacob, arise, go up to what?
Bethel.
Hold up. Look how it's spelled. Look at your Bible, Eddie.
At the end of it, E-L.
Slash. It got Beth slash E-L.
Oh, uh-huh.
See that?
Yeah.
What they're telling you once you get to start thinking like a Hebrew.
There's an angel gonna be there.
There's an angel there. But where they tell you Bethel is? What is Bethel?
A place.
The house of God, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's the house of God. And its angels was going up and down the ladder, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's look at it. Let me get it right. Let me make sure I get this right. So it says 34. 34 and 20. Okay, let me see if I'm right. Okay. And 20. Mm. 5 and 20.
Okay.
You there?
Yes.
It says, and Jacob set a pillar upon his grave that it is a pillar of Rachel's grave unto this day. Now that ain't it. Let me find it. I wrote down the wrong verse. Okay. Okay. I'm in 28, verse 10.
Which 28? What was you saying?
Genesis 28 and 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jacob went out from Bathsheba and went toward Haran, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we already talked about Bathsheba, right? See, look how it's spelled. See the B-E-R? They got a slash in there. See that? Got a slash.
Exactly.
Well, when we writing it down, do we put that slash in there?
Uh-uh.
Okay, so it says, and Jacob went out from Bathsheba and went toward Haran. Now, we talked about this. What does Bathsheba mean? It's a well. He dug a well. What do you mean? What happened at the well?
It was the well was a memorial.
To who? It was Amalek, right?
Right. When
He had a covenant with Amalek at this well.
right.
And he got 7 huge male lambs and gave him to Amalek. And
Right.
said, these 7 male lambs is for a covenant between me and you. Right? And
Exactly.
then Amalek said, what be the meaning of these 7 lambs?
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes.
So we know what the meaning of it is, right?
Yes.
So this you gotta keep this in mind. When you see this word right here, it's the covenant that he made with Amalek at the well. Right?
When we see Bathsheba.
Right. It's
Okay.
7. It means 7. So that's
Okay.
why he took 7 male lambs. So that's telling me he's the 7 angels there.
Hmm.
That's why like I said, if you go in your house and a thief and broke in there and he had in the closet with the door crack looking at you, you know you can feel somebody watching you, but you don't know exactly what's going on.
Right.
But you know somebody, well, that's what Amalek said. What the meaning of these 7 lambs? Some ain't right. Why you taking out 7 huge lambs out of all these lambs you got? You just got 7 of them. Why you taking them out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get it right. So
Mm-hmm.
11 said. So 11. He lit upon a certain place. Look at that. I'm in chapter This is the same place where Abraham earlier made a covenant with at the well, when he made a covenant with Amalek. Now Jacob there. See, and he lit upon a certain place and tarried there all night because the sun was set. And he took the stones of that place and put them for his pillow and laid down in that place to sleep. Now here we go. We go to pineal gland, and he dreamed. See that? And behold, a ladder was set up on the earth, and the top of the ladder reached under heaven. See that?
Yeah.
There's a portal, right?
Right.
Behold, the angels with an S on it, Els, the angels of God ascended and descended. He go to punchline. And behold, the Lord stood above it. See that?
Yes.
And said, I am the El of Abraham, thy father, and the El of Isaac. The land, now I just told you earlier about, I was going to tell you about the land. See that? The land whereupon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed.
Yes.
So, this El Shaddai is at Bethel. He's an angel over, he's controlling this portal. He's doing it for the Most High.
Yes.
From the portal where the angels coming in and out of it. Right? So he says, so he tells them, he says, and 13, and behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord I am the God, the El of Abraham, because that's what it is. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. The El of Abraham, thy father, and the God of Isaac, and the land whereupon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed. So let's look at that. So did he give the Israelites this land over here?
No.
See what I'm saying? So it's a land, it's all about the land.
All about the land.
He gave him land. This is where he at over here in this land. So when you understand that, this is what I mean by being off track. If all the signs leading up to a mile, 2 miles before you get to the road, and it's gonna tell you it's a stream curve coming up, and you ain't paying attention, you're gonna end up over the cliff, over the side of the cliff, because they got signs all the way down the road telling you the road gonna make a sharp turn.
Yeah.
So right here, you just told you in captivity over in a land that's not yours. How is you with in a mindset where you trying to build up something to the point where you think you're gonna be here forever?
Right.
You ain't gonna be here. You maintain, but you have to understand this ain't none of your land. This is the land he gave Abraham.
Right.
The land he gave Abraham, especially now. We're in the latter days.
Yes. Yes.
So, more so now. Enoch prophesied that the 70th generation, we that 70th generation. We of all people we can't be latching on to nothing over here.
Right.
Because nothing over here don't belong to us.
That's right.
You can fumble with it if you want, but I'm just telling you what, when the time comes, you have to get. Because when he came to Egypt, they had those people that was dug in Egypt. But they couldn't stay there.
Yes, that's right.
He killing all, he bringing frogs and lice and crickets and everything for the Hebrew too.
Yeah.
He was gonna stay there. Someone was gonna try to stay there.
Yes.
So he's destroying the whole place to get the Egyptian mind right, but he uprooting the Israelite at the same time.
Yes.
Multitask.
Come
on.
I have a comment if it's time for it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we have I don't want to call the person's name, but we have a big mouth Muslim leader that's talking about we built this place and we need to stay here, and that's all a part of the deception. But like you said today, which is already profound, we must redirect what we're focused on. We must redirect our thinking, because the truth is telling us that there's going to be a detour.
Right.
So we have to, as much as we love, as much as we have toiled, as much as we have built, like they say, slaves built the White House. That don't mean nothing. The prophecy is still coming to pass.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So like I was saying before, we talk about Esau, but we got to shine a light on something, because Esau was the reason why we don't know who the Lord of hosts is. So I just read at Bethel, Jacob had a dream. Then that's when he met the Lord. This El Shaddai, which is he was standing there over and above the portal. It was angels ascending and descending, but El Shaddai, the Lord of hosts, is standing there regulating all that.
Yes.
Let's look at it. It says 13, Genesis 28:13, and behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord thy God, thy father, and the God of Isaac, the angel, the elder Isaac, and the land whereupon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and I see. So I was telling you about thinking like a Hebrew. You ain't read that. You didn't read that. You didn't read it to me. Then now you see it. He says, and behold, the Lord stood above it. We ain't reading that. We don't see that.
That's
All
right.
we see is, I am the Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, thinking is Yahweh. We don't
That's
see
right.
that. He said the Lord stood up over the portal, right? So you say,
Right.
what are you talking about, brother? So let's go to some more place, show you what you read. No, I'm in Exodus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Exodus. Yeah, man. Okay, I'm in Exodus 17.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting at verse. This is the water. When Moses brought the water out. Verse 3, Exodus 17:3, and the people thirst there for water, and the people murmured against Moses, and said, wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? Moses cried unto the Lord. See that? The Lord saying, what shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said unto Moses, go on before the people, take with thee the elders of Israel and thy rod with thee, smite the river, take in thine hand and go. Right now, this we read over verse 6. So what's happening in Exodus chapter 17? Verse 6 ain't there.
Wow, I'm just not seeing that.
So he says, behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock. So just like he over there in Bethel, watching the portal, he's standing right here on Moses seeing him.
Wow.
And he's standing on the rock. Now you got rabbis, scholars, and mega pastors hollering about they can't figure out why Moses wasn't able to go in the promised land.
Mm-hmm.
He can't go in the promised land because this El, the strong one of Israel, was standing right there and he ain't edifying him.
Mm.
He got caught all up in his emotion and hauled off and wrapped the rock. And the blood and the water came out. Now the people thinking Moses the man.
Yeah.
He ain't edify him.
Mm-hmm.
But right here, he right there. See that? Behold, I stand before thee upon the rock. He right there in horror.
On the rock that he's supposed to smoke.
He's standing right there. And Moses was sitting there. Moses talking to him.
Wow.
So let's look at that because people ain't understanding that. I told you about Jeremiah. So you got to understand, he was there with Jeremiah. He told Jeremiah. Jeremiah espoused. Just like Joseph, the story they didn't concocted with Joseph. Joseph was espoused to Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Jeremiah had a girlfriend, a wife. He was espoused, a woman he was espoused to.
Right.
So just like he right here with Moses, and he told Moses, go ahead on, I'm gonna be standing on the rock. He told Jeremiah, no, you ain't espoused to no wife.
Wow.
See that? So you say, what's going on? Well, he talking to him. Jeremiah ain't flipping and tripping because just for the hell of it. He driving it.
Yeah.
He driving him, and all the rest of them he driving. He walking with Noah. He driving Noah. He telling Noah, do this and do that. Hey, come on. That's what we from the meeting. We ain't understanding what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he was at the Bethel. El Shaddai. That's why I'm saying El Shaddai. It ain't saying that it ain't Yahweh. It's El / El is an angel, a strong one.
Okay. Yeah. Leonard, I mean, that's major. I mean, you have torpedoed a huge ship out the water in Christianity because they think that El Shaddai is Jesus and they don't know how to break down that El.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, El Shaddai, El Elyon. Those are angels.
Right. It's an angel. Right.
Come on, Leonard. Come on.
Okay. Ain't that something?
Wow.
Okay. So with that understanding, I had another L in here, but let me see. Uh, mm,
Wow.
okay, so
That's huge. That is huge. That's huge.
35. Genesis 35. Let me find this right quick. Genesis 35. Like I said, you're going to have to part 1, part 2. Might be part 3. So 35. Let me get it. Yeah. So I'm gonna start reading at 35 at 1, but I'm going all the way to 8. So it says, God blesses Jacob at Bethel. See that? Bethel. And right here in our face, for the last 33,000 years, that it's been a slash mark. Bethel. So God said unto Jacob, arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there and make there an altar unto God and that appeared unto thee when thou fled from the face of Esau thy brother. Then Jacob said unto his household and to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you and be clean and clean your garments. So that's what we got to do. You find this out, you got to clean up and you got to do something else. So he says, 3, and let us arise and go up to Bethel. Why is he saying Bethel? It's an L in there. It's an L. Come on. So
yes.
now make there an altar unto the God.
Yes.
So it's L that's there. Make altar who answered me in the day of my distress and was with me in the way which I went. See that? And they gave to Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Jacob hid them under the oak, which was at Shechem. And they journeyed, and the terror of God was upon the city that was round about them, and they did not pursue after the sons of Jacob, right? So 6. So Jacob came to lose. See, you got to remember this because you're going to deal with these places again, but you got to understand why they so significant. So then say, Jacob came to lose, which is in the land of Canaan. That is Bethel.
Yeah.
Right? He and all the people that were with him. And he built, look at this, he built their altar and called the place, look at that, see that?
Right.
Look at the word. El, Beth El.
Yes.
So got a slash in there, Beth, another slash El. El all over the place. El all over the place. They got nothing to do with Yahweh, and the damn sure ain't got nothing to do with JC.
Okay.
They cause their God appeared unto him. This angel, El Shaddai, appeared unto him when he fled from the face of his brother.
Wow.
They say the devil Rebecca's nurse died and she was buried beneath Bethel under the oak. See that?
Yes.
Right. So I told you about what a grove was. So just like these people, just like Israel dealing with they dealing with angels too in groves. That's why they making these groves. So look what they did. It's an angel that came there at Bethel, right? So Deborah, Rebecca's nurse, died, and she was buried beneath Bethel under an oak. See that? So why? Because the angel appeared to them right there by this oak tree. And so when Deborah nurse died there, so they buried her there under that oak tree because it was a place where they had met the angel. They had met the Lord of hosts there. So they ain't just doing that just for the hell of it.
Right.
Okay. And like another example, right quick, Genesis chapter 18. So you can get this. It'll register when you see this. So I'm in chapter 18, verse 1. And the Lord appeared. See that? Lord appeared. Who's the Lord? Angel, right?
Right.
Appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre. See that?
Yes.
So Mamre is a fallen angel. That's the plains of Mamre, the fallen angel. And he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day, and he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground, right? And said, my Lord, so he met him, right? He was in Mamre, by the plains of Mamre. And he said, my Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, Pass away, I pray thee, from thy servant. Then he says, let a little water, I pray thee, be fetched, and wash your feet and rest yourself under the tree.
Mm.
Come on. See that?
Mm-hmm.
So Abraham met the Lord of hosts under this tree
Right.
and communed with him. Come on now.
Right.
So we know from thinking like a Hebrew that he was at that well too, at Bathsheba.
Yeah.
Because we understand like a Hebrew, he got the 7 huge lambs, right?
Yes.
So let's go one more place. Because like I say, we going all the way in. And we've been fumbling with this. So it says Genesis 33. I'm moving around, but I'm gonna line this back up in a minute. So I'm in Genesis 33.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tie your shoes up. So I'm in Genesis 32, and I'm starting at Genesis 33. I mean, let me see. Yeah, Genesis 33. So I'm starting at verse 1. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men, and he divided the children unto Leah, and unto Rachel, and unto the 200 unto his 2 handmaids. Right. So
Mm-hmm.
Jacob got in a pickle. Esau got 400 men with him. Jacob ain't seen him ever since he got the birthright and the blessing and left and
Right.
went with the lane house. So now you're gonna see him again. He thinking, he knows how Jacob is. You know how Esau is, right? So
Right.
he in a pickle, right?
Right.
Verse 2. And he put the handmaiden and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. And he
Mm-hmm.
passed over before them. And look at this. You ready? And he bowed himself. Go back to the angels, Els. And he bowed himself before them, right? And he passed over before them and bowed himself to the ground 7 times
7 times.
until he came near to his brother. What that tell
Wow.
us? What they're telling us?
Them 7 are there.
They there. Come on now.
Yes, Lord. Oh, hallelujah.
So now let's go back. Let's go back to we been, like I said, we've been fumbling with this. Let's go back to Genesis 18.
Wow.
You in Genesis 18?
Yes.
And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre in the tent, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. He
Mm-hmm.
lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men. See that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stood by him, and when he saw them, he ran to meet them to the tent door and did what?
Bowed himself down to the ground
How many times?
3 times.
There you go. Now go over to Genesis 19.
Mm.
There came 2 angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gate, and Lot seeing them rose up to meet them. Look at this. And bowed himself with his face to the ground. How many times did Lot bow down?
2.
Okay, there we go. See that?
You better teach, Leonard.
We've been fumbling with this. Come on now. Okay.
Yes.
So anyway, we're gonna get back over here on Esau. I had to paint the picture of what's really going on. So, I mean, it says this is Esau's appearance. Esau's appearance. It says in Genesis 25 and verse 25. This is what a lot where we getting off track of that too, as far as dealing with the getting the proper understanding of how all this thing. We getting to the point to answer the question about how Esau became white.
Okay.
So 25 and 25, Genesis 25 and 25.
Mm-hmm.
This one the 2 boys was born, right?
Right.
It says the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, right?
Right.
So we assume that red is, what these brothers have said, ones on the street corners in different places say that that's the red means the blood that you see in the white man's skin because his skin color.
Mm.
Okay, so let's look at that. So we're gonna go from there to 1 Samuel 16 and 12. This is David. 1 Samuel 16 and 12.
1 Samuel. Uh-huh.
16 and 12 says, 16 and 12 says, I'm gonna start at 11. And Samuel said unto Jesse, are here all thy children? And he said, there remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, send and fetch him, for he will not sit down till he come hither.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy. See that?
Mm-hmm.
And with of a beautiful countenance and good to look upon. And the Lord said, arise, anoint him. So that ruddy means red too.
Does it?
Yeah. So he says that he was ruddy, Rudy. That's the same thing over there what Esau was. Right? So hold up.
Bless you, Leonard.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Okay. So 1 Samuel 17 and 42.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. 17 and 42 says, and when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy, and a fair countenance. So with that being said, so we see the then go to Songs of Solomon.
Okay.
5 and 10.
5 and 10. Songs of Solomon.
Right. Songs of Solomon 5 and 10 says, my beloved is white. This Solomon's wife or concubine talk about him. She said, my beloved is white and ruddy. The chief is among them of 10,000. So Solomon ruddy too. So what's
What?
what's going on? So we're gonna go to Daniel chapter 10.
What is really going on, Leonard?
Daniel
Sounds
chapter
like he's
10.
light complected.
Daniel chapter 10.
Daniel chapter 10. Okay.
So this the Lord of hosts. And everybody think JC is thinking JC because of the way these clowns and hoodwink the New Testament with typology and all that. So I'm in chapter 10. It said these angels are able to show themselves as men, right?
Yes.
So I showed you that it's an L that's at Bethel. I showed you it's an L standing on a rock with David. It's an L, it's the same L that walked with Noah, right?
Yeah.
So now here we are in chapter 10, Daniel on the scene. Verse 4 says, in the 4th and 20th day of the first month, as I was by the side of the great river, which is Hedekal, then I lifted up mine eyes. Ain't that what Abraham did? Lifted up his eyes
Yes.
and looked, and behold, a certain man. See that? He ain't say a man. He said a certain man.
A certain man.
Certain man, so it's the same man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Same man, clothes and linen, whose loins were girded about with a gold or you pass. You already know. You walking down the street, you see a Negro look like this. He ain't from here.
That's right.
You gotta go gold. You know it's shining. You know. So anyway, verse 6. His body also like beryl. So what color is beryl? What color is beryl? Ruddy.
Mm.
It's burnished brass like copper. What color is burnished brass? Red. Burnished brass. Like I was telling you before, we was having this conversation. The Egyptians got in all their temples and all their tombs all over Egypt. They had 4 men, 4 different men. They had the real dark skinned man, which is the Egyptian, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had the white man. And they had the mixed man.
Right.
Then they had the ruddy man, the dark brown skinned man, mahogany.
Uh-huh.
That's what. So now when we go back, we see Esau was ruddy. But what was the difference with Esau and Jacob? Esau had his hair all over the place.
Okay.
Esau got half of him, right?
Yes.
Who did Esau intermingle with?
African,
He,
didn't he?
he intermingled with
Egyptians.
The
Japheth.
European, the JFAT, the Europeans,
Okay.
and that's when he whited out.
Come on.
That's when he whited out. So they've been talking about over and over again how Israel was mistaken as the Egyptians and as Ham. Well, hell, he been mistaken. Esau been hiding behind him too,
Mm.
because he was of color until he left and went into Europe. And
Okay.
he started marrying into those European countries until he whited out.
Mm. Okay.
And not only that, he married into those giants at Mount Seir.
Right.
And then he came and he intermingled with he really got involved with the Europeans when he went to like I was showing you, it's two different migrations that nobody ain't dealing with. Jacob left in 143 BC when Anak Epiphanes came and ran them out, like the Mosai told us. And they went to West Africa. Edomites stole land and existed there almost 500 years. Then they was ran out in 70 AD. But they went to Europe. That's how you can identify them. How can you have a revelation that the Israelites that was brought over in a transatlantic slave trade in Deuteronomy 28 and 68, but then you looking at Paul's journeys, but they're over in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
That's two different people. That's Esau and Jacob. Esau over there with the Europeans, and that's how he got white.
Okay.
He had to start intermingling with them.
Mm.
He went to Spain.
Right.
That's why they saying that it's King James black.
Mm-hmm.
Queen Isabella black. I showed you on the video. The mulatto people that was all over in the area. That's cause Esau was there. And he started intermingling with them. We looking at an evolution in place. Evolved.
Say that again. What'd you just say?
We're looking at them evolving from dark skinned people to light skinned people to white.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching them evolve. We can see it on all of the people with the little fans around their neck. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And Britain.
With that kind of curly hair.
Yeah, because of it's Negro features mixed with or Anglo-Saxon features. That's where you get that kind of hair.
Yeah.
And then from there, they went all the way back into the white man.
Right. Leonard, and which is why you kind of you kind of do a double take when they show you some of those queens from back then, and they say they black because they look they could go either way.
Right. Exactly. So like I said before, you farm with it if you want. So on the slave ship, didn't all Israelite women get raped on the slave ship?
Absolutely.
Okay, so who them children belong to? Esau.
They belong to Esau.
They mulattoes.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. So see, this is what I mean by how super slick he is. And then when he got to the plantation, he gave them to us.
Right.
See, the Most High said, "Don't let your sons marry their daughters. Don't let your daughters marry their sons." Well, he direct, like I said before, he behind the scenes pushing that.
Yes.
He pushing it. We sitting there throwing out because we don't know the scriptures. Jasher, Jubilees, and Book of Enoch been taken away from us. We ain't understanding what's going on. But he know he imposing himself on us based on what the Lord, our elder, told us. They told us don't intermingle with them. So he backdoored it and brought some daughters and sons and gave it to them, put them on us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And not only
So Leonard, what's the lesson in that? Because at any point in time, the Lord, the King of Glory, could have shut the wounds up. So what was the lesson in giving us mulatto children?
curse
To defile us.
Mm-hmm.
To defile us. And so in the latter days, like I was saying before, in the latter days, he's gonna pour his spirit out on them. That's how you're gonna rightly divide it.
Yes.
There's no other way to figure out. There's no other way to rightly divide and figure out who's who unless the Most High pour His Spirit out on us.
Mm.
And so like I was saying before, ain't no need to. I mean, if you go to the fish market and buy some fish and some of the fish got worms in them, ain't no need to get ticked off. Go back to the market and tell them, man, this fish got worms in it.
Yeah.
So same thing. No matter getting bit out of shape, if Most High pour His Spirit out on them and they ain't reacting to it, then what you getting bit out of shape for?
Mm.
Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
No matter who it is.
Right.
No matter who it is. He said he got a promise to us in Isaiah 44, 1 through 5. He gonna a lot of days, He gonna pour His Spirit out upon thy seed. And so when the Spirit comes and it's poured out on them, then they're gonna react to it.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that got the Spirit of the Most High in them.
Exactly.
Just like the Pharaoh said. Like I said, we looking over that. The Pharaoh said that even Nebuchadnezzar said, bring them three up here, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, those who we can see the Spirit of God in them.
Come on now.
See that? And so then all the musicians and the sorcerers in Egypt said that this is Daniel, the one that the spirit of the gods of the angels is in him.
Yeah.
You can't say that unless you see it in him.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And the same thing with Joseph.
Right. Exactly.
What happens when, like, I'm thinking, like you saying, families, why, they have the same blood. You could be the same mother and father, and you could tell them the same thing, and they still are not. Is it just timing or for it to be revealed? But they have the same, blood that I have.
Right. So like I was saying before, that's what I'm saying, that people not understanding that when you start talking about the blood and all that, you got to incorporate the melanin. So he told Cain, you killed Abel, and Abel blood cried out to me, because Abel blood got melanin in him. So he said, don't let your son and daughters, don't let your sons marry their daughters. Don't let your daughters marry their son. Why? That DNA can do the most. So I can have a man over here that he got some gorilla blood in him, or some kind of way. He got some in his DNA. Well, he gonna marry a woman. Then that woman might have regular kids, whatever. Then on down the road, a grandson, that horse blood gonna show up.
Yeah.
And that's why the Most High saying, don't let it in there. Don't intermingle with them. Don't marry their daughters, because now that's in your DNA. It can show up. So you say, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? He got a covenant with David because of the DNA. He says, what do you mean by the DNA? David would do the most, but David had a heart after the Most High. He loved the Most High. And when the word came and he repented and he saw that he was wrong, he fell on his knees and he repented. He didn't do like the other clowns. The more the Most High tried to chastise him, the worse he got. So that's the covenant he got with David. He's gonna bring a son. He's gonna go in that DNA and bring a son with the same exact counters that David had. You go into the DNA and do that. So when you allow Cain to send which is serpentine blood, because Cain came from the serpent. So once they allow that DNA in your system, you don't know what you're gonna get.
Right.
You're gonna show up. That's the same way with like I said, with the you got a black dude with green eyes. That's serpentine DNA that showed up. It showed up in his characteristics, in his eyes. And so that's what that is. So the Most High. So you say, what are you talking about? In Israel, the Most High says, if a man get caught with another man take both of them outside the city and stone them to death, right?
Right.
Okay, so he just happened to, like the lady said, y'all was in a taxi and he just happened to fall on over there on top of you, or it's something going on. The reason two men in the same bed.
Come
It's
on
something
now.
going on. It's something going on with their DNA. The reason they in the bed together. He ain't just happen to fall over there on him, and they
Right.
doing what they doing. It's something wrong. So the most I say to root that out. When that DNA show up, take them outside the city and stone them to death.
Come on.
That's hard. That's hard to register. So are we not doing that? No, we ain't doing it. So look what's happened.
Yeah.
It did multiply.
Multiply like roaches.
That's the same thing. You telling them that DNA, you can't fumble with that DNA, because once you let something in there outside characteristics that don't belong there, that he didn't put there, then you don't know when it's gonna show up, when it's gonna pop up. So, but he got a trick for it. Like I said, he got a trick for it. He gonna pour his spirit out on everything.
Yeah, come on now.
He gonna expose all the ones that he ain't trying to deal with. That ain't trying to deal with him. He's gonna expose him.
Leonard, I have a question
Okay.
for a little bit more clarity on what you're talking about. So if you have 4 or 5 brothers and sisters, right?
Right.
You all come from the same mother and the same father.
Right.
Right. And you may have 1 or 2 that is being awakened, and you got the other 3, maybe 1 don't been in jail, and the other one, still in doing the most. I'm not understanding how that happens if there's no mingle, seed there, like they have the same mother and father.
So you see, that's what I'm saying. You looking at just that when that household was created, but
Right.
you don't know DNA that was in that father or that mother before it got to there.
Come on.
You're going all the way back. That's why he told them don't allow them to intermingle. Then so the template for that is look at Joseph and his 11 brothers. Look what they did to him. See what I'm saying? Look what they did to him. So like I was saying before, when you look at that, all you doing is you thinking like a Hebrew, but that ain't the end of the story. You gotta sit back and you gotta let the Most High finish doing what he's doing. So the whole purpose of that was they turned on Joseph. He wanted Joseph in Egypt.
That's right.
And then if we'd just cut the story out right there, then with them 11 boys would have went to the dogs. But Joseph came, got them, brought them to Egypt.
Okay.
And then the nation of Israel became a nation.
Right.
For the Most High. So the story ain't over with yet. If you got 4 or 5 other brothers and sisters, he done woke you up. He using you to wake them up.
Right.
Okay.
You don't know that.
Right.
That's why I'm saying you constantly watching. You do more watching and looking than you talking.
Yeah.
Right.
And then for some, it just may not happen. I mean.
Right. That's why you watching. And then when they make a move towards you or say certain things, you know when to speak and talk.
Right. Because you have, again, I'm just trying to get a great understanding. You have some sisters and brothers that be doing the most towards each other, and
Right.
you like, we family. You know what I'm saying? Why? Like, you just don't get an understanding of that. And then you have some brothers and sisters that just bond closer than the others.
Right.
But not saying that the ones that are doing the most to you, they can be awakened also. So you don't just throw them away. You just don't mistreat them.
Right, exactly.
Because we all had to be awakened at some point.
Right, exactly. You constantly watching.
Right.
Like I said, what you doing is like the angels. They watchers, ain't they?
Yes.
Okay. So you doing the same thing. That's how they work. So I'm gonna read this right here because, like I say, it has so much more meaning to the stuff that we be reading, but we getting a vague understanding of it. So let me get it right quick. Uh, uh, Genesis 33. We were just there. And this is based on what we just talking about. Okay, so I'm in Genesis chapter. Let me see, Genesis 33. Oh, Deuteronomy. I'm in Genesis 33. Let me get Genesis 33. Okay, I'm going to start at verse 3. This story when Jacob was coming back to meet Esau after he had lived with Laban. So says 3. And he passed over before them and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he had came near to his brothers. And Esau ran to meet him, and he embraced him, and he fell on his neck and he kissed him. Says he lifted up his eyes, and he saw the women and the children. Who are these? Okay, let me see if I want the right place. Okay, yeah, here you go. First chapter 32, verse 1. Jacob went on his way, and the angel of God met him. And when Jacob saw him, he said, "This is God of hosts." And he called the name of the place, Manham, whatever it says. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau, his brother, unto the land of Seir, the country of Edom. And he commanded them, "Thus ye speak unto my lord Esau, thy servant Jacob said, I have sojourned with Laman and stayed there until now. And I have Jacob greatly afraid." Yeah, it says verse 2 says in 33, and he put a handmaiden and his children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph in the hindermost. So when he got 4 wives, right?
Right.
He's scared of Jacob. He's scared of Esau. So he coming. So he put the handmaiden and her children in front, and then he put Leah's children behind him. Then he put Rachel and Joseph behind him.
Yes.
Okay. Benjamin ain't born yet.
Huh?
Right.
Benjamin ain't born yet. Benjamin ain't been born.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at that. So you just asked the question. You got 5 brothers and sisters, whatever, and then this ain't happening, that ain't happening. Why you think that's a coincidence that Joseph was the one ended up in Egypt? Joseph was the one the Most High raised up, and he got him behind him.
Right.
Ain't that what Abraham told Rebecca? Said Jacob is the one. Most High showed me Jacob is the one. So who did he serve? Why did he serve Laman for 14 years? Trying to get Rachel. He loved Rachel, and Laman tricked him and gave him Leah. So he got Leah, he got Rachel, and Joseph, the children from Rachel behind him.
Right.
Everybody else he got in front of him.
If Esau starts shooting or throwing arrows, then that first wife and those children might get something done to them, but he protecting Rachel.
Right. So the Most High honoring that. He's honoring it. Like I said before, you love don't just fall out no tree on top of your head. The Most High send love, and then zeal. Zeal don't fall out of a tree on your head. The Most High send the zeal.
Yes.
That's a sign of understanding that the Most High dealing with a person. He send the zeal. You don't just get zeal for go to the grocery store and get zeal.
Yeah.
Most High send it. Yeah.
It's not the kind that lasts for 2 or 3 days. It can do it.
Right. It's an everlasting zeal. It's something that you can't get rid of. You'll try to get rid of it, you can't.
Yes.
And so that's why when you talking and on StreamYard and YouTube or whatever, you're talking to certain people. You have to understand you ain't talking to everybody.
Right.
You know, you
Right.
talking to certain people because you know it ain't, you know, they ain't getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, you can't get if somebody most side and broke something down for you, used somebody and broke it all the way down for you, and you seeing it, but you still trying to deal with something that you already know that is flawed.
Yeah.
Something ain't right. You
Mm.
know, and it ain't your job to worry about that. You done broke it down.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Shalom.
I wanted
Um,
to.
What you got?
is
Yeah.
it any
Go
is
ahead.
it is it any way that Satan could shape shift with mama or something? I mean, with some of these brothers and sisters relationship, uh, it's a lot of hatred. Is there any way like Satan could shape shift?
Right.
In what way?
I mean, it's it it's a pretty hatred in some of these families.
Right.
It make you wonder about the own blood, you know.
Right.
It,
Right.
yeah, that's you know that's my brother, or that's my sister, but it's so much tension
Yeah.
that it make you
Right.
think that maybe Satan shapeshift with it or something.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's the thing I was kind of talking about that before. So I was telling you about when those in Genesis chapter 6, the Most High said, "My spirit shall not always strive with man." Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that's that spirit he's talking about is the spirit of no giant. So that's a mingled spirit. Because
Mm-hmm.
the angels came and slept with human women, and that spirit that's in them is not the same spirit that's in the people that he created from Adam. So when that flesh body that the spirit is housed in, when that flesh died from that giant, that spirit is a wicked spirit, and he
Mhm.
can't ascend to heaven, right?
Right.
So it goes around looking for a body to go into,
Mhm.
because it ain't dead.
Right.
It can't go to heaven. So that's the origin of a wicked spirit. So when what they've done with our scriptures, Israel don't exist no more. Or he said the Most High says when it come to Israel, the heavens above are like brass. We ain't getting no response from heaven, and the earth beneath is like iron. We ain't getting nothing.
Mm.
So you got a wicked spirit that's set up in a person, an Israelite person. Now, here you come, Most High gave you, then enlighten you, and you got the light in you, and you trying to convey it to that person. Well, it ain't the person that's attacking you, it's the spirit that then came in him that got him going doing the most because he
Yeah.
knew what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
knowledge that you possess, he gonna have to get. So he's doing all kind of stuff to keep you from conveying that information to that person.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm.
It is. And so you didn't experience it before, but you ain't really know what it was or you be in a conversation with somebody, like I said, the Most High done put zeal in them. So now they searching. So then they get in contact with you. You talking to them. You giving them the information. Then the phone go off.
Or the phone
Mhm.
cut off.
Yeah, the phone cut off, or all kind of crazy stuff start happening. The door might open, anything. So that's
Yeah.
what it is. So all they want to do is get you away from them,
Right. Right.
because all it takes is the Most High already put the zeal in them. You watering them.
Mhm.
So most of the time it's not even that person. They don't know, they ain't aware of it because they don't know, they don't understand that part of it. Like I
Right.
was saying before, if you sit in your house watching Fred Sanford, and then something tell you go down the street and rob the convenience store, that
Right.
ain't none of you. That ain't none of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's something that's set up shop inside of you.
Right. But if
Okay.
I
Yeah.
have, if you're being awakened, Leonard, and do you think that you become more aware of those, you know, uh, you know, spirits that are there, that saying go do this or go do that,
Right. Right.
or ooh, I can't. I hate her. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you're
Exactly.
being awakened, seem like you understand more and you're more aware of stuff like that. So if you're continuing with a wicked spirit, and but in the meantime you saying, oh, I'm being awakened, oh, I love the Lord of hosts, oh this, oh that, but you doing the most, because you, I mean, you're not understanding how the Lord of hosts is dealing with the next person. Because again, we all have been in a certain spot. So
Right. Right.
right. So
Right.
like you're saying, you sitting at home and something telling you, you know, go down to the corner store and go steal some chips and a soda.
Right.
And but you knowing something telling you not to do that also. So
Right.
it goes back to, you know, just being careful, and also who you associate yourself with.
Right. Right. That's the thing about that. Like I said, it's all about deception. Deceit. That's the reason why a lot of us as Israelites is in a predicament we in, because they didn't hook with our understanding of what's going on. That's why we caught up. So, like I was saying before, when you have people that uh us being over here, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, at 6 years old, yeah, we know about what George Washington did,
Right. Right.
and then we know that at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning we're supposed to be in the church house.
Right.
We've been brainwashed, and we know all that stuff, but the things we need to know about our forefathers and who we are and where we came from, we don't know those things.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
So,
right.
so wicked spirits is set up in you because
Yeah,
you in a dark place.
right,
So now when the truth started coming, you're gonna start getting all kind of crazy reaction. Unbeknownst to the person, they don't even really realize. They don't even know why they even mad at
right,
you. You
right,
you you their brother, and you trying to enlighten them and showing them light. They don't even know why they mad at you.
right.
But it's not them. It's what's been had them bound all this time in
Right.
ignorance. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like that, what you were saying last night, too. I think a lot of it, because, when you tell certain people, and they just think it's kind of just ridiculous that you actually um, think that you're a Hebrew Israelite, that you are
Mm-hmm.
people that are being talked about in the Bible, because they're so indoctrinated.
Right.
And well, I've been studying the Bible for 30 years, but that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that you've been studying it the right way.
Right.
Right,
And just
right.
have a hard time believing that we are the people that, because of like like you said, the indoctrination, since you just can't believe that all the things that Black people are going through and where we are in society, that we could possibly be the people that are that the Lord is talking to in the Old Testament.
Right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I want
Yeah.
to
Mm.
inject that. Like, I don't know, those of you who work on jobs and you work around other people and you carry yourself a certain way and you know the difference between right and wrong. For example, if you work on a job where you don't sit down, it's not a sit down job, it's one where you got to be on your feet because you're taking care of other people who otherwise couldn't take care of themselves. Okay? And you got some people who come to work. First thing they do is either sit down, and I don't mean to read information. I mean to sit down and just get on their phone and start texting or talking or
Mm-hmm.
whatever they do, and or bring in food from home from the night before and start eating it, knowing that it's going to take time to do that. Okay, and then they got the nerve to complain, no less, because the another person is moving, getting things done, and they think that the person is in panic mode. First of
Mm.
all, you're working in a place where everybody in there is dead anyway. You might
Mm.
as well call it like it is. They dead anyway. There's no rush. There's no panic. But because of what's in them, they
Mm-hmm.
don't understand. You come to the job to help those that can't help themselves.
Right.
So you got to label the person who's about that business, getting things done for the people who live there who can't help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That to me shows. And then the people that I'm talking about, the one that claims that I'm in panic mode is a Caucasian. She
Mm.
don't get it. They the same ones that label uh, us or
Right.
label us every day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then there's those of us because we sleep don't understand. These people is labeling. They're the ones that labeled her. That's an Amber Geiger right there. She
Mm.
done labeled us. She's the one that say we ADHD or we this, we that, and we're the other. When realistically, it's the spirit of the Most High in us, the Lord of Hosts, that give us the ability to get things done the
Yes.
right way.
Yes.
Not
Right.
Yes.
come and sit
Right.
down, get on the phone, and don't turn around and paying attention to the people they supposed to be taking care of.
Right.
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 Exactly.
So to me, like I said, those of you who work on job, take a look. Don't
Yeah.
don't
Mm-hmm.
don't label, don't judge. Just let them be who they are, and you be who you are, and you'll see the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Plain as day.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's
I
right.
agree, Zaire. Yes.
Minute. Can you tell me if there's a connection between Exodus chapter 20 and verse 5 and the concerns that we have that, some of our family members do not embrace the spirit of the Lord of hosts immediately, and that we don't have, based on what happened in the garden, we go all the way back to the garden. The problem with sinning against God is we don't have control over when that crazy seed is going to show up. And so, Exodus chapter 20 and verse 5, does that apply to what we're talking about?
Said, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting iniquity of the father upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Right. So he's saying the ones that hate him is the ones that the ones that hate him is the ones that he's bringing judgment on. So the ones that if you, in order to hate the Most High, you shun his commandments and his
Right,
statutes.
right,
Right. So it's the ones that shun his commandments. Just like I said in Isaiah 44, 1 through 5. He said he's gonna pour his spirit out on them. The ones that love him, you're gonna see it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
right. But the only thing is that what I'm saying is we don't we don't get, evangelism in Christianity messed us up because it made us think that you could go and evangelize somebody to become a part of God's family. And
Right,
that's not how it works.
right.
It's strictly,
That's
go
like
ahead.
Christian baptism too. Like I
Exactly.
said, you don't see Isaiah and Jeremiah, none of them get baptized.
Right.
So that brings me to this right here, because I want to show this before this. I want to put this on part of the class. So I'm in bring this up right quick. So this B. So everybody see that map?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. See down here at the very bottom, it say Amalekite. At the very bottom down there with the arrow at. You see Bathsheba in the left corner at the bottom?
Yes.
Yes.
That's Bathsheba, what I just told you about this. Well, Abraham made a covenant with Amalek with the 7 huge lambs,
Mhm.
right? So he
Mhm.
made this covenant before they went in, before the Israelites went into captivity in Babylon. So this map is a map of this area right here, land of Canaan, before the Israelites came into the land of Canaan from out of Egypt. So when they came into the land of Canaan, you know the story that Amalek right here came up against them because this whole area, Edom was there, but this is what people are understanding. Edom was there. Edom had kings and all that way before Israel became a nation. When Esau was a nation and striving, Esau was in captivity in Babylon. So I want to show you something. So up here, see right here, this word Hazor.
Mhm.
You see that?
Yes.
Okay, go to Judges, chapter 4. I want to show you something. This humongous. This is one of the things I mean by if they telling you the road gonna curve, do a sharp turn, then you supposed to get ready for it. It's gonna do a sharp turn. So I'm in Judges, chapter 4. And like I say, you can fumble with it if you want to. Do what you want. So I'm in chapter 4, right? Judges. And the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Lord when Elah was dead. And the Lord sold them into the hands of Jabin, king of Canaan. It's the land of Canaan where we at on this map. That reigned in Hazor. See that word? Can you matching the word up, right? You see that? You matching the word up?
Yes.
Okay. This land, see that little land, that little blue part? That's water, right?
Right.
Okay.
That's the Sea of Galilee. They call
Okay.
it, this is the name it was before they started calling it Galilee.
Okay.
So it's Gentiles all around the Sea of Galilee. Now look, verse 2. The Lord said unto them, the Lord sold them into the hands of Jabin, king of Canaan, and it reigned in Hazor, the captain of whose host was Sisera, which dwelt at Hazarath, see that, of the Gentiles.
Yeah.
So JC came to this place right here when he got his 12 disciples. They Gentiles.
Okay.
They Gentiles.
Yes. Yes.
This is what I'm trying to show you how slick he is.
Mm-hmm.
How slick he is. So
Mm.
these Gentiles there, ain't no Israelites around the Sea of Galilee.
Right.
So don't the Bible tell us that the Israelites didn't drive them all out?
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
they was all concentrated around the Sea of Galilee. Even after Israel had came into the land, there were Gentiles around Galilee.
Right.
Come on. So now he go to 7 nations. See that? These Canaanites, they go to Perizzites, the Havites, the Jebusites. See that? Kenites.
Yes.
These 7 nations I told you earlier. The Most High gave to Abraham, and
Mm-hmm.
then so some of them became circumcised.
Yeah.
So see this? You got the South Sea. See that water going on between it? It's being divided. He go right here, a Bashan.
Okay.
All these giants. These
Mm-hmm.
giants up here. Now, let me show you something. 1 minute. These are humongous. And like I say, you can't run back to the New Testament after somebody show you this. So go. Let me get over here right quick. Okay.
Hi, Leonard.
Okay. See that? Now here go the King's Highway. That's the King's Highway. What's the King's Highway? It's all giants. See that? They go Shinar, Elam, all these giants that we know we talk about in Sodom and Gomorrah. See that? So this the highway they were talking about. When Amalek told them, when he said, ask Amalek, can we pass through your land? And they said, no, you can't pass our land. He said, we'll pay for the water and the food if we get anything. This is the highway. This is the King's Highway. This is the giant. Giants, it's a big old highway going down to the sea. They go the same. I showed you on the map. They go to the lake right there. They go to Salt Sea. I'm sure I just showed you. So this is the King's Highway. So it's giants all down through here. So let's go back over to this map. So I told you, okay. Now see the map?
Yeah.
So I'm showing you there's a whole something totally different going on. So when the Israelites came here to come through here, it's giants all down through here.
Mm-hmm.
See that? And so he told them when the 12 spies came here, this is what they saw, all these giants. And they said,
Right.
we look like grasshoppers in them. So he
Mm-hmm.
told them, drive them out. Each one of them, you drive them out and then and possess their land. They didn't drive all of them out. So so a lot of them is around, it's Gentiles all around the Sea of Galilee.
Mm.
See that? So you gotta understand that. So anyway, so you go to Genesis. We went here last night. Genesis chapter 14. Right quick. Genesis 14. So it says, Genesis 14, verse 1. It came to pass in the days of Armathar. I just read all these names right here. I just showed you on the map, King's Highway. So then 2, that they made war with Bashar, king of Sodom. And okay, that's what giants do. 3, all these joined together in the Vale of Siddim, which is at the South Sea. I showed you. They go to the South Sea right here. See that?
Right.
So before the Israelites came in there, they go Jebusite right here. Let me get this. See, they go Jebusite. That's where they go Jebus. Jebus became Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
See that?
After they took over the land.
Right. So what I'm showing you is these giants got into a war. That's what's going on right here in chapter 14.
Mm.
And so why? Because Abraham was giving his land right here. He circumcised all these giants.
Okay.
All these giants. See that? You go to 7 nations right here. He circumcised all them.
Okay.
They fell on him. They came with the land. So now he go King Og over here. Everybody know him.
Mm-hmm.
See? So that's why they fighting.
Okay.
He's over here. They don't want to have nothing to do with the Most High. Nothing to do with being circumcised. Nothing has to do with the Most High in heaven. Mm-hmm. So they got a problem with these giants over here that can circumcise themselves and fell off Abraham.
And they probably see them as betraying them because remember they all made a pact.
Right. So let's look at that though. So go back to what we was talking about. I told you the Most High got a dib on the DNA.
Mm-hmm.
He changed their countenance.
Yeah, yeah.
He changed their countenance to serve his purpose. He changed the countenance because of Abraham. He changed their countenance because of David and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So these giants up here, they don't understand it. All they know is why these fools all of a sudden over here following with these Israelites.
Yeah.
Israelites and serving them, and you 20 times bigger than them, more powerful than them, but you sit around here serving them. So that's what brought the war. So what are we looking at? The Lord of hosts does what? Turn people in against themselves.
Yes.
And wipe each other out. That's what we witness. But that ain't none of the story. They don't tell you the story.
Right.
Okay.
And the Lord of hosts is sovereign.
Right.
And even though those angels came down to do wickedness, at the end of the day, they are chess pieces on the playboard of the Lord of hosts.
Right, exactly. So we change their countenance. And like I said before, we seeing the same thing now. Like I said, it was just 5 years ago, reparation wasn't even on the board.
Mm.
Now all of a sudden, he using their wicked ideas to come up with them passing reparations.
Right.
Only reason they passing reparations because they're looking at a United States of Africa, which most already told us it ain't gonna exist. If it do, it's gonna be a hot second. He just gonna exist long enough to get us back over to where we belong. Right. So that's how he works. I'm showing you the melanin is there for a reason. He goes in there and do what he wants with that melanin.
Wow. Yes. Yes.
That's what he breathes in the air. It's melanin. And it became a living soul. It's a system within the system that all humans don't have.
Right, right.
We got it. That's why we so hated. Yeah. So
And we're gonna really be hated when they, when the Lord of hosts show that we are who we are. Oh my God. The whole world. It talks about the Lord of hosts he says he's not just going to subdue our enemies, but he's going to cause our enemies to honor us.
Right.
Now, Leonard, I have a question that's a little bit off kilter. It has to do with what you taught today. And so I want to ask it. And if you want to answer it now, you can, or you can wait till later. So I just want to ask this question. What kind of wife listens to her husband who tells her, even though you have twin boys, you need to favor this one and not that one? What kind of wife would listen to her husband saying that?
Say it again.
You know how Rebecca had the two boys, right?
Right.
And Isaac said to her, Jacob is going to be the one.
Right.
And Rebecca yielded herself to him and followed what he told her. So, what kind of wife does that?
Oh, a righteous wife. Or what, it goes back to the DNA.
Exactly.
So you say, what are you talking about? Didn't uh uh Rebecca told what's the name, go to my brother house, Laman?
Yes.
Cause that seed line. You're
Right.
gonna get
Mhm.
a righteous wife from there because that's where I came from.
Mhm.
Right, right. Yeah. I just wanted to highlight the beauty of the relationship between a Hebrew Israelite man and woman when we are functioning in the order that the Lord of hosts set up.
Mhm.
Right, right, exactly.
Mhm.
Right. Let me answer these three questions right here, right quick. So before we go, it says the actual land in Africa is the whole Middle East thing is a big deception. Yeah, I said before. I was saying when you go to Genesis, it says the. Let me read that. And if if you're not viewing it in this aspect, like I said, you're going off. So it says in Genesis, uh, let me see, yeah, so, 3 says chapter 2, verse 8, and the Lord God planted a garden eastward of Eden. And there he put the man who he garden, a man whom he formed. So Eden is Africa. And the garden that he planted eastward of Eden is the Middle East. You have to understand that Africa is Eden, east of Eden is the Garden of Eden is Middle East. Then he calls 4 rivers to come to head over there. That's why the land is the way it is. And that's where if you don't understand that, you're gonna get sidebarred. Okay. So the other question is, all the nations of Shem and Ham are black. Shem and Ham are black, right? So let me look at this. It says prophecy based on what happened to black people, except for the prophecy about the whites and the Chinese, which are Gog and Japheth. Right. So the understanding of that is that Japheth is Gentiles, and Japheth is Cain's descendant. Japheth didn't come from Ham. You got a man when you start talking about Japheth and Ham. When you start talking about Shem and Japheth, I mean Shem and Ham, you have to go back to here, right here. It says, gotta let it register. Verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, fowls of the air, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image, God created him, male and female. So this ain't none of Adam. He created a man and a woman in Genesis 1:26. That's Ham's descendant. That's the people that's in Africa. Then he came over to chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts. And the Lord God, and on the seventh day, the God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day, sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which he had created and made. And it says, these are the generations of the heavens and the earth when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth. Now we're dealing with the Lord God. The Lord God made the earth and heavens, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth. There was not a man to till the ground. It's not the same man in Genesis 1:26. But there went up a mist from the earth, watered the whole face of the ground, and the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. This man don't have no woman with him. He had
Right.
to put him to sleep and get a woman. but it's a man over there in 126 that he created with a woman already with him. That's Ham's descendants. Adam's descendants is over here. The man he formed on the ground without a woman with him at first. Then he got Eve, took a rib from him and got Eve. Japhet, Cain descendants. 3 different manner of people.
Right.
So, okay. All right. So, would anybody got anything else before we go? Because we passed 2 minute mark, 2 hour mark. So, let me give you some of this right here. We're going to get on up out of here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll see y'all at 6 o'clock tonight. Shalom.